Hi guys, in this tutorial we have a React.js challenge number 5. Sorry, here I have to write React.js challenge number 5, and in this challenge we have to create a simple calculator that should have the functionality of sum of two numbers, subtraction of two numbers, multiplication of two numbers, and division of two numbers. And in case of division we have up to two decimal points. So instead of there can be any infinity value that like 3.45 and so on. So we should be up to two decimal point values. So just pause the video and try to do it by yourself. So I hope you did it. And one thing I gonna tell you that this challenge is going to be very important, as we have to use React components and import and export that we have seen in previous video. So we will go through import and export in details. So first of all, let me create a component. I am just creating calculator.jsx, and first of all I have to import React from where? From React. So here we should have basically four functions. So let's say in very first function we have function sum, and inside sum function we have two values a and b. It should return a plus b. Control S. So one thing I have forgot, that I have to export it as well. Export default. So I am just writing the name of function. Control S, and I have to import here import, and here I am just writing any variable, it doesn't matter. Dot I have to import from calculator, and here I am just taking h1 tag, and inside h1 tag I am using function, and inside function I have to pass two values. Control S, and let me show you the output. And the very important thing that I forgot here, that these should be in curly braces, as these are nothing but just functions of JavaScript. Control S, and you can see that now its output is clear, and I can have here any sentence. The sum of two numbers is, Control S, and you can see that now its output is showing clearly. And for the second value, for the second function we have to use sub, and inside sub we have also two values. We don't need to mention here data types of values. We can also mention, it's up to you, but it's just taking dynamically values from index, and it's also imagining that what type of values are these. So React is automatically considering these values data types. So here I have to write a minus b, and I have told you that how can we export the second value, or second, third and so on value. Only for the first value we can use default, But for the other values, we have to use first of all curly braces, and inside these curly braces we have to use the same value as we have in the function control s, and here we have to make comma here and curly braces as well, and here we should have the same name as we had. So I am just copying it. Control C and pasting here. Control V. The subtraction of two numbers is, we have to call sub function, which is nothing but just a subtraction function. Control S, or let me change the values. Let's say this is 12 and this is 5. Control S, and you can see that now its output is also showing here. I have spelling mistake. It is not showing any proficiency, or you can say any good impression. So I'm using multiply function here, a and b. These are two variables. It's up to you. You can change a, b to x, y or any variable. But the variable that you have to use, that you have to pass here, you have only to work with these values. Let's say if I have these values x and y, now inside the function I have to use only x and y because it is passing just x and y values. Control S, and let me import the multiply function here, mul, and here I am just pasting at once. Multiplication of two numbers is, I am just calling the function mul, and control S. Mul was not found. Why mul is not found here? Because this is the same name. Let me see the error. Oh, you can see that we have not exported mul function. Control S, and you can see that now it's clearly outputting. So there is only one function remaining, that is of division, div. I'm just taking capital variable first. So I'm just taking x and y, and now I have to work only in x and y. Let me return it as x divided by y, and here let me export it as well. div. We should have the same variable as the function name here. Control S, and let me move in our index.js. Here I have to import the div function. Div. Now I have to use the div function here. Control V. Here I have to write division. Division of two numbers is div, and here I am just taking, you can say 55. No, 50. I'm just showing in decimal points. Oh, sorry. 52. Control S. If I take 11, Control S, and it is showing in two values up to 1 decimal point. So for control S, and I can use here fixed control X, and I have to take a variable here where value is equal to, and we have to fix the value here. Simply we have to use the function value is equal to value dot, you can say that it is showing here 2 fixed, and inside 2 fixed I'm just passing 2. Let me see the error. I'm just not returning something, that's why it is showing the error. Control S, and you can see that now it is showing up to 2 decimal points. So this was our React.js calculator challenge. So you can see that we have import and export functions modules in detail. So I hope you understood clearly.